Alright guys, welcome back to another update. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to my members, shout out to my subscribers. Thank you guys for locking in with your boy. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what's happening. I'm not really going to do a lot of reiterating, guys. If you don't know what's going on, by all means, just go back to part 1. We're in the process of removing Perth from all of our provinces. We got a lot of moving parts, so that's why I say if you don't know what's going on already, then by all means go back, because you need to kind of know what's happening right now. Right now we're taking care of Perth, getting rid of these little last few provinces. We had a huge war with Murcia. I have been ran out of southern Africa by Eastern Cape. So we got a lot going on, guys. Getting ready to get rid of Perth on that corner so we can finally secure that border. Even though I don't have a lot of troops over there, at least I'll be able to say we got that border somewhat secure. As you can see, these guys are still just looking at each other. Nothing going on. We're still waiting on this war between Raleigh and Murcia. This has been a couple days now that both of these very strong nations have just sat there and looked at each other. It's like, you ever seen a video where you got them two dogs, they're barking at each other, and then someone finally lifts the gate and say, all right, y'all go ahead and get at it. And they just sit there and look at each other. That's what's going on. All bark, no bite. Now, of course, I have a lot of theories that I put out there. I've, as far as conspiracies and saboteurs. But now I'm going to let the video and the evidence do the talking. I think I've done enough of my own opinion and stuff like that. So now I want you guys to take the time to look at the map so you can form your own opinion about some of the things that will transpire. I'm just going to let it roll. All right, so I'm writing this in the newspaper because I want to make sure that the narrative is not being put out that we're just trying to get rid of players. So you can take your time and read that if you would like. But this is what I wrote in the newspaper about Mr. Perth. One of the biggest things that I noticed that Perth did, and I was very offended by it, and I knew he was an enemy, was when instead of switching his strategy and fighting against Murcia, he begins to fight against French Sudan. When French Sudan is fighting Murcia, our enemy, why would you do that? Why not just wait until at least they finish their battle before you go and attack someone who's helping us at the moment? That made no sense, and that's what exposed him. He kept coming in and out of the game, but not talking with the team, acting like he's not available. That's exactly what these snakes do. But I can only allow you guys to see from here on out from a receipt standpoint. I want you guys to see what happens on the map as it go along. Forget what I got to say about it. And if you studied the map, yes, everywhere I went, Perth was right there behind me, following me every step along the way. Now, I didn't notice that initially until I looked and I realized this guy is located everywhere I'm located. Why is that? I mean, I know we're coalition members and all, but you know, you shouldn't be attached to me everywhere I go, where I can't create a lane for myself. Everywhere I am, you're cutting in. He's cutting in, taking this province, that, so I can't get like a nice amount of provinces where I can establish some kind of home ground for myself, and that's what he was doing. So Perth, Southern Highland, these are guys who I've already identified. So now, what I'm saying to Murcia is he no longer has Perth as he can't use Perth's window or his eyes. He can't see what we got going on by means of Perth. Now I do believe he still has more. I still maybe have one or two more spies I got to deal with internally, but we know Perth is one of them. Listen to this though, guys. Check this out. Look at Lorali. I want y'all to catch this. See, it's just little stuff that I had to catch that I didn't that I had to look back at. This is Lorali writing about Murcia. Now watch this. He needs to write this just to improve his own morale because deep down he knows he's the only reason he has any power is that his allies are scared of him. They don't follow him out of respect or admiration. They follow him out of fear. His leadership is built on intimidation, not inspiration. I even talked to one of the members of his coalition, and this is true. But what's so twisted about this? Listen to what I'm about to tell y'all. What I think is so twisted about this is that I believe Lorali is literally talking about himself. So let's continue. I even talked to one of the members of his coalition to try and understand why they were following him. I asked, why did you join his coalition? And the answer was as simple as it was telling. He said, because he is big. That's it. No mention of strategy, intelligence, trust, or loyalty. Just because he is big. It's clear that the only reason people stick with him is because they think he's strong or powerful, not because they believe in his cause or think he's a good leader. Listen to this guy. Twisted, split tongue. Mercia, I think we both use the same person to write our letters. Do you hear that? See, why you say, oh, well, what makes you think they're the same person? Look at what he's writing. This is kind of interesting, though. I mean, he may think that I was annoyed at first, but when I'm realizing who I'm dealing with, it's kind of something to be studied. I mean, this guy takes this game that serious. I believe we're dealing with the same person here, and this is so twisted that he knows that he gets no respect or admiration, and that his leadership is built on intimidation, not inspiration. He's talking about himself. Because that's what I say. I say, it's not built on strategy or nothing like that. If you just spend money and get big. So he's talking about himself. That's amazing to me. Let's continue, guys. Let's see if I'm right. I might be wrong. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one that needs to get it together. What do y'all think about Lorali in that letter? What do y'all think about his relationship with Mercia? Do y'all think there's something there, or am I just being a little paranoid, or am I being just a little impatient? All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. Y'all stay tuned for the next the next update. I appreciate you guys locking in. This thing's finna get real spicy. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. If you've been following so far, you know what's going on. And like I say, it's all the pieces are about to come together. This right here is even gonna explain some of the other videos, some of the other maps I played on. This is gonna put the cherry on the top. So y'all stay tuned, okay? To the next one.